very good evening to you all, and welcome to our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 3rd day of March 2024. On sign language, it is Senyamo Yusuf and I am Rokidi Edward Kijanangoma, and we are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. Now, President Yoweri Museveni and the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni have paid tribute to fallen education icon Elizabeth Kaitsa Mabwa Gabona. Gabona passed away last week on Saturday, February 23rd, 2025. Now, they were represented by the Vice President Jessica Alupo at the official send-off of the late Gabona in Kolonyi Mbale district. In his eulogy, Museveni described Gabona as a person who had a spirit to lead, impact and cause change in the Ministry of Education for many years, serving in leadership positions on several governing councils. Mr. Museveni sent commiserations out to Gabona's family and appreciated her life while believing that the legacy she has left will forever linger on in the lives of people she inspired. The President extended condolences to the entire family, the education and academic fraternity, most especially the Ministry of Education, for losing a great leader.
On behalf of the government and on my own behalf, I wish to extend condolences to the entire family, the education and academic fraternity, most especially the Ministry of Education and Sports, for losing a great leader. Elizabeth had a spirit to lead, impact and cause change in the Ministry of Education for many years, serving in leadership positions on several governing councils, etc. She was a woman of distinction, determination and with zeal to yield results wherever she was placed, and the nation will remain indebted to her advisory services and experience she exhibited in execution of her duties. Commiserations go out to her family. We appreciate her life and believe that the legacy she has left will forever linger in the lives of the people she inspired. While words of comfort cannot suffice at this time, we pray the Almighty God to comfort the family and those that sought counsel and looked up to her for guidance. May the Almighty God rest the soul of Elizabeth Kaitsa Mabwa Gabona in eternal peace. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President, 1st March 2025. And Lord Bishop enclosed this condolence message is 10 million shillings from His Excellency the President towards the burial arrangement.
Please know that our prayers and thoughts are with you in this very trying moment. We share your grief and your deep sense of loss. May God give the family and friends courage and fortitude to withstand the loss of your dear one. May we all find comfort in the words of Apostle John in the book of Revelations, chapter 14, verse 13. I quote, "Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord. From now on, yes, says the Spirit, they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them." Mama sent her contribution of 50 million Uganda shillings, which is already with the family. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Signed, Honorable Janet K. Museveni, First Lady and Minister.
And may her soul rest in eternal bliss. Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has issued a call to action urging women leaders to advocate for the rights and protection of women and girls against domestic violence. She was opening the second sitting of the Women's Parliament on the theme Consolidating Women's Social and Economic Transformation in Uganda. The gathering converged women leaders from across the country, united in their quest for a stronger voice on issues affecting women, including political representation, economic empowerment, and education. We have more in this story.
In quest for a stronger voice on issues affecting women and girls, the second sitting of the Women's Parliament has commenced, converging women leaders from across the country. In her opening remarks, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, called for action, urging women leaders to advocate for the rights and protection of women and girls against domestic violence.
You have to lead for others. You need to sacrifice. We recognize all your aspirations for equity and inclusivity still faces numerous challenges, notably the gender-based violence, including the technology-facilitated violence, discrimination, negative cultural practices, the stereotype, among others. The resolution of these challenges requires unity amongst the women.
The Speaker also encouraged women to strive to improve on the competitiveness of women and girls.
Are we telling the women outside there what should they do for them to get transformed into socio-economic transformation?
The Clerk to Parliament, Adolf Mwesige, hailed the Speaker for unwavering support towards women and girls.
186 in the 11th Parliament, which Madam Speaker presides over. Apart from the 146 which have been reserved for women, the additional 40 women have graduated from the affirmative seat to directly elected members of Parliament. His Excellency the President not only promoted women at parliamentary level, but also took deliberate steps to support the girl child to access university education.
The House proceeded with the election of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the day, with Farida Chigowa winning and deputized by Macklin Natukwasa. This was followed by a session that commenced with a statement from Minister of State for Culture, Peace Mutuzo. Minister Mutuzo emphasized responsible persons to address gender inequality.
National celebrations were held on the 8th of March 2024 at Katakwi Town Council Boma Grounds, Katakwi District, under the theme, Accelerating Gender Equality Through Women's Economic Empowerment. The national celebrations of the International Women's Day 2025. Right Honorable Speaker, this year, Uganda will once again join the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day and renew its commitment to promoting gender equality and women's empowerment, as well as lay strategies for further action in collaboration with other stakeholders.
This statement on Women's Day to Parliament highlights the need for collective action in promoting women's rights.
The National Women's Day celebrations will take stock of government and other partners' efforts to promote women's empowerment, as well as highlight the progress towards women and girls' achievement in reducing poverty, pursuing their economic empowerment, and contributing to the national development.
Different women leaders reacted to the presentation by the minister, while some added a voice to her presentation.
Of Uganda should come up with a scholarship scheme to support a girl child from humble backgrounds, because getting these state house scholarships are always hard, but there are the different courses that really are so hard to educate yourself.
Discrimination from fellow women. We witnessed it today. Women are being discriminated on the basis of age. on the basis of financial instability, which was not created by us.
Although I would have advised that next time we include some men among the people that are coming in these celebrations in the house. Why? Because so many concerns and issues that are women's issues largely come from the men. The perpetrators are usually the men.
The number of women in Uganda's parliament has been increasing. According to the Parliament of Uganda's composition, women representatives hold 188 seats. This is Uganda's initiative in promoting gender equality. Marion Awori, Jen Nyiramugisha for UBC.
Now, traffic police have issued a stern warning to bus drivers without verified badges that they risk being locked up or paying hefty fines. Now, this follows an operation conducted in Jinja where bus drivers without the necessary credentials were apprehended and subsequently charged in court.
Traffic police have warned bus drivers operating without proper badges and urged bus companies to collaborate with the police to ensure the successful implementation of this initiative.
Companies to cooperate with us in ensuring that only qualified drivers with valid buses are allowed to operate these buses. Companies must not assign buses to unlicensed drivers or drivers that were disqualified and do not have these badges. And to the drivers, be warned also that driving a bus without a valid badge will lead to immediate arrest and prosecution.
With motorcycle-related crashes accounting for the highest number of road fatalities, the Directorate of Traffic has vowed to crack the whip on errant riders on all major roads.
Motorcycle-related crashes accounted for the majority of the incidents, with 53% of the total death, followed by pedestrian-related crashes with 23% of the total death. Contributing factors were unsafe overtaking, accounted for 30% of the total road crashes. Speeding followed closely, contributing to 22%.
Furthermore, traffic police have issued a stern warning to drivers who disrespect traffic rules and guidelines.
Other drivers targeted to be arrested are those drivers that move or drive on shoulders or pedestrian path. Those that drive in one-way zones against the traffic flow, and those that engage in reckless overtaking maneuvers. We also continue with road safety campaigns to promote behavioral change among the road users.
Cayenne Faith, Regan Ahumuza for UBC.
Now, the Inspectorate of Government has launched an initiative requiring all public servants in the country to declare their wealth to the institution. Now, this was communicated during the launch of March 2025 Declaration for Leaders and Public Servants held at the Judicial Headquarters in Kampala. This exercise will last 1 month.
The Leadership Code Act Cap 33 mandates public servants to declare their income, assets and liabilities every 2 years to the Inspectorate of Government to ensure transparency and accountability in leadership positions and as a way to curb corruption within government officials. Statistics show that shillings 10 trillion is lost in corruption, which hinders growth and development of the country. With this, the Inspectorate of Government has launched the March declaration period. The Chief Justice Alfonso Winyidolo cautioned the Inspectorate of Government against letting public servants to work while under investigations on corruption cases.
But to arrest a situation. So you have all the powers, that's why you say prohibit conduct. You only do prohibition if you have the capacity to find out somebody is about to do this. It's like arrest. Everybody, every citizen, everybody in this country has the right to arrest another person if you genuinely believe it is in the law that the person has either committed or is about to commit a crime. Not just wait for these wrongs to be committed, but do everything within your powers. And that needs strengthening your hand to have that capacity.
The Minister for Ethics and Integrity, Rose Lily Akello, urged all public servants to render in their right information to the IGG office.
Application form and the requirement for the payment of an application fee of shillings 100,000. The IGG can only reject the application if the release of the context of the declaration is likely to prejudice the security or sovereignty of the state. If the applicant's reasons for requesting for the contents of the declaration is not satisfactory, if the IGG has reason to believe that the context of the declaration may be used in bad faith, is intended to ensure transparency in our declarations, and urge all my fellow leaders to ensure transparency and accuracy in your declaration.
The Inspectorate of Government, Betty Kamyaturiome, says between 35,000 to 40,000 employees are expected to participate in the initiative, and assets will be registered digitally.
Compliance of about 88%. And the other percent, the 12%, a lot of them could be explained because, you know, we have to close on the 31st. But some people deep in the villages, because you have to declare online, the network was not stable. So they were, if you come and explain, according to the Act, we can accept your explanation. But if we do not accept your explanation, then we send you to the Leadership Court Tribunal, and the law takes its course.
The declaration period of 2025 that started on 1st to 31st March 2025 is on the theme Enhanced Accountability Through Wealth Disclosure. The President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, judges at all levels and their deputies, members of Parliament, district chairpersons, staff in the President's office, and all other government employees across the country are required to declare their assets. Susan Nabugude for UBC News.
The political temperature in the country is already heating up, with one of those seemingly feeling the heat being Uganda's Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi. Now, 2 of the 3 political positions he is holding are being sought by 2 of his fellow party members. But as Dr. Baryomunsi shows no signs of being shaky, the NRM is considering new guidelines to prevent other political position holders from vying to join the party's Central Executive Committee. With more on that, here is our reporter, Henry Okorot.
Back home in Kanungu district, he is the Member of Parliament for Kinkizi East constituency. While he seeks to retain it in the upcoming general elections, the current district chairperson, Engineer Sam Arinaitweka Jojo, has eyes on it. Baryomunsi subscribes to the ruling national resistance movement, while Kajojo is loyal to both the NRM and the Patriotic League of Uganda. This follows the latter's recent appointment as assistant coordinator for PLU activities in Kigezi sub-region.
To invite the Honorable Member of Parliament, Kinkizi East.
Baryomunsi, who believes in democracy, is ready to face his political opponents.
These are open positions where whoever is interested is free to pick nomination papers, get nominated, and go in the field and contest. And at the end of the day, it is the voters who will make a decision. That's how democracy functions.
Dr. Chris Baryomunsi. At national level, he represents Western Uganda to the Central Executive Committee of the NRM, a position Workers' Member of Parliament Arina Rakajara is eyeing.
When you are a leader of a region and you finish 5 years without having even a single meeting, then that is not it can't be serious.
I have never ascended those positions as an unopposed candidate. I always get challengers, people who vie and contest with me. So getting people to contest with me on any position is not news. It does not in any way cause sleepless nights as such. You can see I'm very comfortable.
Two Arinaitwes are seeking two different political positions currently held by Dr. Chris Bariomunsi. The ambitions coming at a time the ruling party plans to issue new guidelines on representation to the Central Executive Committee.
You cannot be a leader in many offices. You get divided. You want to be a minister, you're a member of parliament, you are this, you are that. One person doubling 5 positions when that one position is being competed for by many other people. So it's about managing crisis in the party.
While some agree, others don't.
I think people should understand that to have many positions undermines the strength of a party.
Like the vice chair is not facilitated very well. But if you are a member of parliament, you can easily use your office to facilitate the activities of the party.
I am an MP, I am a minister, I am a vice chairman NRM, but I get only one salary as an MP.
After all, he is not the first SEC member to hold multiple positions. At the time of his death in 2022, then Speaker of Parliament Jacob Olanya was holding 3 positions. He was Member of Parliament for Omoro County and NRM National Vice Chairperson for Northern Uganda.
Those who are pushing that line of argument, they think that there are salaries, there are allowances, there is money you get. No, it's just a service.
As to what will become of the new ruling party arrangements, time will tell as the political season heats up. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry Okrut, for that story there. Now, the Minister of State for Microfinance, Haruna Cheune Kasolo, has tasked Nakawa residents to adopt a daily savings culture to foster wealth creation. Speaking at a wealth creation gathering in Nakawa, Kasolo emphasized that the Emyooga Fund is a revolving initiative aimed at economic empowerment. A senior presidential advisor on political mobilization, Moses Byarhanga, also encouraged residents to take advantage of government programs for socio-economic transformation. So far, over 1.5 billion shillings has been disbursed to Nakawa through the Microfinance Support Center.
Government through the Microfinance Support Center is to disburse an additional 20 million shillings to all Emyooga savings and credit cooperative enterprises in Nakawa Division. Microfinance Support Center Zonal Manager William Chirunda confirmed the development.
In terms of initial seed capital, 1,740,000,000 has so far been disbursed in Nakawa. 9 SACCOs in Nakawa have received additional seed capital worth 180 million.
This was revealed during a wealth creation meeting on the Emyooga program at Makerere University Business School in Kampala, officiated by the Minister of State for Microfinance, Haruna Cheune Kasolo.
President Museveni, musajja mukulembeze mulungi. Naye oluusi ffe batuusaako obuweereza ffe babi. Naye oluusi mmwe batutuma tubaweereze oluusi mmwe babi.
The minister cautioned the leaders of against politicizing. Kasolo dismissed, also clarified Emyooga funds as a revolving fund for wealth creation.
Kati ate gwe owayero bwe watwala ez'Emyooga wazirya wekka. Kati ate otulima nti owagira president. bw'oba oyewagira pulezidenti lwaki tozza ssente ezo n'abalala ne bazitwala ne basobola okumwagala ne bamukwagalirako ono mwagala wekka kati abantu abamu batulimba kati oba olaba buli yatwala ssente z'emyooga nga tolina bakuziza kyeŋŋambe nti Kampala mweddiza mwenna tugenda kubakwata mwenna.
Meanwhile, the senior presidential advisor on political affairs, Moses Biaruhanga, urged Nakawa residents to embrace government wealth creation initiatives.
Sente zo tuzirinda ekikulu mwe kwetereeza kufuna sente ezo mu mitendera emituufu kitwagala kyokka kati emyooga 17 mwe muli
The Microfinance Support Center will introduce specific loan packages for market vendors and border riders to access affordable loans with low interest rates.
News Tonight will take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hey, Nkowe High School. Na wana tufunye wo muwanguzi owa MTN Momo. Ye wangu de school fees ezo mwaka mulamba tebereza. Hey, owuliro otya mutima kati.
Banange sanyu byenye nali amochi wagonya njaga nyangu amali walonze erinyo.
Shishi?
Njani awangula school fees.
Eza Momo.
Eza Momo.
Ezo mwaka mulamba.
Mwaka mulamba ndi musanyu.
Oh my goodness.
Banange MTN mwene yanza ne yanze.
Wanji?
Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Nkubiriza muzadde munange yonna gy'oli. Wallahi sasulia school fees for Momo Pay.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Residents of Bulisa district have been called on to embrace environmental protection as a step towards arresting devastating effects of climate change like drought and floods, both calamities that are experienced in equal measures. Now, this call was made during the flag-off event of the 317-kilometer walk for water and environment from Bulisa district to Kampala, capital city.
Bulisa district experiences significant water scarcity, primarily due to its location in the cattle corridor, which leads to frequent droughts. At a time when the country is facing unprecedented high temperatures, the situation is worse in Bulisa district, with the cattle-keeping families bearing the brunt of trekking long distances in search for water.
The groundwater, most of the water is highly saline, and within the surface water, we usually have very low flows, especially for some of the rivers such as Waigai and then also Waki that drain into Lake Albert.
42-year-old Byabashajja Robert, a resident of Chigoya village in Bulisa district, capitalizes on collecting water from the riverside during this dry spell and sells it as an income-generating activity. Limited access to clean water can negatively impact public health due to potential waterborne diseases.
Serious issues we have here is people are forced to go and fetch water from the lake. And water from the lake is associated with bilharzia. So we have a perennial epidemic of bilharzia here, where we have to keep treating people, mass treatment to manage the levels of infection, but you can't stop it.
All this came to light as the district witnessed the flag-off of the 2025 Walk for Water and Environment.
Of course, we are at the peak of the hot season, and we want to really thank the walkers, because as they embark on this 317-kilometer journey, of course they will be having a number of stopovers to raise awareness about the need for conservation, about the need for protection of water and environment resources, about the need for self-regulation by people. If the heat bothers you, plant a tree, conserve a tree, protect a tree, and bring about that conducive weather. It doesn't matter where you are.
The team leader, Geoffrey Ayeni, implored Bulisa residents to embrace tree planting as a contribution to their efforts of promoting environmental conservation.
As a result of this work, let's plant trees for 50 kilometers from Bulisa District Local Government to Bisu, if it is possible.
The 317-kilometer walk for water and environment from Bulisa to Kampala is running under the theme Water and Environment Resources for Enhanced Resilience and Improved Incomes and Livelihoods. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Now, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD Climate Prediction and Application Center, has launched the second phase of the Early Warning System for Anticipatory Action Program. The project highlights the use of artificial intelligence to enhance climate forecasting in Uganda and Rwanda. Take a watch.
The IGAD region faces some of the most pressing climate challenges, with recurrent droughts, floods and extreme weather events that have implications on food security, livelihoods and economic development. IGAD Climate Prediction and Application Center launched the second phase of the Early Warning Systems for Anticipatory Action program that is timely in enhancing predictability.
Strengthening early warning systems must go hand in hand with robust policy development, institutional coordination and financial investment in disaster risk reduction and climate adaptation. Through our various regional frameworks, we are working to harmonize policies, strengthen institutions, and support member states in integrating climate information into national planning. And the SIWA project aligns closely with these regional priorities, and we see it as a model for how science, policy, and action can come together to build climate resilience.
Forecasting allows us to prepare for challenges ahead, helping us implement solutions to minimize the impact of natural disasters. However, forecasting in East Africa remains a challenge due to the region's complex geography and climate. Artificial intelligence offers promising solutions for improving weather forecasting in the region. AI has revolutionized both flood and drought forecasting in recent years, and ongoing research and funding are enhancing the accuracy and accessibility of these forecasts.
Fetene Teshome, the president of the World Meteorological Organization, says the program will leverage on the use of artificial intelligence to enhance climate forecasting in Uganda and Rwanda.
Of course, such emergency science in the system requires substantial resources. We need to strengthen the hydrometeorological observation and the monitoring infrastructure and the capacity. We should be able to predict such hazard ahead of time. To that we prepare. We have to have the system and the capacity to act swiftly to such hazard. It requires resources with multi-sectoral coordination and the proactive actions. I hope such hazards will be predicted by applying and expanding the SACCO initiatives over the greater Horn of Africa and the other African countries to enhance the skill and the accessibility of short-range forecasting and beyond.
We have not dropped our statistical approach. We use it to date. We have not dropped our numerical weather prediction approaches. We are not even ready to drop it. This is just adding value to what we are doing so that when eventually we come out with the forecast, it's more reliable, more dependable. And this is our dream. The country has developed a lot. As we speak now, we are largely considered a superpower when it comes to monitoring the atmosphere. We have 3 weather radars in this country, monitoring every part of this country and slightly beyond.
Access to early warning systems to disaster risk information and sustainable financing are critical in reducing the impact of disasters on human life, economies and infrastructure. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
To Karamoja now, where the Karamoja Infrastructure Development Project 2 has been launched in Nadunget Town Council, Moroto District. A State Minister for Health, General Duties, Hanifa Kawoya, officiated the event and said that in this project, 24 health facilities will be upgraded and 6 new ones constructed in 9 districts of Karamoja sub-region.
Karamoja Infrastructure Development Project Phase 2 has been launched at Nadunget Town Council, Moroto District, to enhance healthcare accessibility for local communities and bring vital medical services closer to the people. State Minister for Health in charge of General Duties, Hanifa Kawoya, said the 12.1 million euros loan will be used to upgrade 24 health centers and construct 6 new ones.
Contractors, there is a time frame. The Italian government, through the embassy and all the partners, have done what they can to make this milestone. We shall not tolerate misuse of funds, delayed timing, materials that are not specified. We shall not accept changing the designs that are being given. We shall not accept just building things the Uganda way. Do your work. District engineers, do your work. You certify, work done. And the chairperson just says, what do we do? It is you, chairperson, first of all, to suspend them. And the energy you have, use it on them.
The project is a facelift to the health sector in Karamoja sub-region.
For this loan and the implementation of this loan, Karimore Health Center 2 was one of the health centers in this phase of the project. Unfortunately, it's not appearing. And I was wondering what criteria was used. Why were the people on hard-to-reach area not considered? It is my humble appeal that in the upcoming projects, kindly consider the people living on hard-to-reach areas.
We have two sub-counties, very large sub-counties. That is Komoro sub-county and then Karika sub-county. I put more emphasis on Komoro sub-county. Honorable Minister, Komoro sub-county is just like if you can feel the Garden of Eden, how it was. There was no buildings. And that's how Komoro sub-county is. So I'm really appealing to government to see something what can be put to that area.
Facilities we are seeing on the list here were planned by us, the members of parliament, by the district chairpersons, by the RDCs of the entire region. And it was out of our own assessment needs. So each district knew where they need to put the facility.
The Italian ambassador to Uganda and the director of Italian Agency for Development Cooperation said the initiative will improve and strengthen health services in Karamoja.
For a healthy and more resilient future for the people of Karamoja. This project is not only about physical infrastructure, but about ensuring better access to healthcare services. Our goal for the Karamoja Infrastructure Development Program is to create long-term sustainable improvements in the health sector, addressing the specific challenges faced by this region.
Madeniko, Member of Parliament, commented on the centrally mismanaged projects.
Some of the contractors, when they see the cows coming for monitoring, the councillors, the LC5 chairpersons, the cows, the members of parliament coming, and when they monitor and they see some of the things going wrong, they say, no, please, we are not answerable to you. We are answerable to Kampala. Those are the people who gave us the contract.
Leaders said the project will improve services since they will be closer to the community.
We really thank you very much for that. So, my dear friends, this idea of saying Karamoja is left behind, it is marginalized, is no longer there. Whenever services come, we sit together, some of us are members of the cabinet. I wouldn't sit in the cabinet 3 years when they say Karamoja should not be considered. It can't be so.
Plateau has been operating with only 2 health center trees. So with this facility, which allow about 2 health center, 2 upgraded into health center trees.
The Italian government for working with government to bridge the gap.
The initiative is supported by Italian Agency for Development Cooperation. Marion Awori, Maureen Iga for UBC.
AfriChild, in partnership with government stakeholders and civil society organizations, has launched a multi-sectoral child well-being research uptake forum. The initiative aims to persuade government to utilize research findings to improve policies affecting children. Partners emphasize the importance of data-driven decision-making in addressing key challenges facing children. We have more in this story.
Government has faced criticism for failing to integrate research findings into policy development, particularly concerning child well-being in Uganda.
I'll tell you that things are changing. Maybe they are not changing fast enough or to the level that we want. For example, for us who are in the 5th stage, when the time we went to school, do you know how much caning was in schools? Every day children who would reach school late, if you reached beyond 8 o'clock, you would be caned. And not small canes, serious caning. Because of research, it was proven that that is dangerous to the growth of children, it is inhuman, and so on, and it no longer happens.
Researchers express concern over the vast amount of data collected that remains unused, gathering dust in government offices.
We are concerned as researchers that a lot of this research that we are undertaking is not improving the lives of children. And part of the reason is because a lot of this research is not being used by government to improve policy, but also by us organizations that are working for children to improve the interventions. Right now in Uganda, there are so many issues affecting children. The issue of violence against children. We are having a crisis of teenage pregnancy across Uganda. Uganda actually is standing out with up to 25% teenage pregnancy rate.
Meanwhile, the police have been leveraging data to compile biannual and annual reports, which help inform the public and guide policy decisions.
We believe that cases of defilement are increasingly happening, and one of the issues is poor parenting. For example, there are some parents who have neglected their role of protecting their children, of parenting them very well, of responding to their needs. And they're just leaving children to whoever they wish, and others just survive on their own. And being that they're in a vulnerable position, that's when the perpetrators use this chance to violate their rights.
The Afri Child Center is a child-focused research center that generates evidence that affects children with the intention of using research to improve government policies and impact positively on the lives of millions of children. Winnie Ainembaba's Katwire and Juma Samba for UBC.
We'll now take yet another short break and return with the latest in business.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hey, Nkowe High School. Now wana tufunye wo muwanguzi owa MTN Momo. Ye wangu de school fees ezo mwaka mulamba tebereza. Hey, owuliro otya mutima kati.
Banange sanyu byennyina lya mwoki wago nyanjaga nyangu wamali walonze erinyo.
Eshishi?
Njani awangula school fees.
Eza Momo.
Eza Momo.
Ezo mwaka mulamba.
Okumala mwaka mulamba ndi musanyufu.
Oh my goodness.
Banange MTN mwenye yanza ne yanze.
Wanje?
Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Nkubiriza muzadde munnange yonna gy'oli. Wallahi sasulia school fees for Momo Pay.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSAF is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities in and digital skills.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Uganda and France have enjoyed strong bilateral and trade relations dating back to the mid-20th century. Now, their areas of collaboration span multiple sectors, including energy, logistics, agriculture, oil and gas, and water and sanitation. In an exclusive interview with UBC, His Excellency Xavier Sticker, the French ambassador to Uganda, credited this long-standing relationship to Uganda's investment-friendly policies and a commitment to fostering sustainable development. According to Ambassador Sticker, French companies lead in foreign direct investment in Uganda. Denis Sigoa reports.
For nearly 7 decades, France has remained a key development partner for Uganda, with ties continuing to strengthen. Ambassador Xavier Sticker describes the Uganda-France relationship as both mutual and symbiotic.
We stand here to know each other better and to facilitate mobility between our two countries and to build communities of shared interest. And it's actually not only about Uganda and France, but about the Ugandans and the French. In the area of trade and investment, we have a very vivid, vibrant relation.
Beyond Uganda's emerging oil and gas industry, where Total Energies is a major player, French companies have significantly invested in various sectors, particularly in water and sanitation, agriculture and manufacturing.
Investments to Uganda in majority don't come from an Asian country, they don't come from the American continent, they come from Europe. Actually, they come from France, and the French companies are the first investors in Uganda. Last year, the majority, over 50% of the foreign direct investment to Uganda came from French companies, either directly or through their subsidiaries in the Netherlands or in Britain for tax reasons. But we are working on a bilateral non-double taxation agreement between Uganda and France.
As a key European Union member, France advocates for better trade policies between the EU and Uganda, particularly easing access to European markets for Ugandan exports. Uganda, being an agrarian country, has faced challenges in accessing the lucrative EU market, with the main obstacle being compliance with phytosanitary standards.
Sanitary, phytosanitary measures to make sure that we meet the standards in terms of health, safety, and so it's key for the Ugandan producers to meet those standards. And there are some programs sponsored by the European Union to help the Ugandan companies as they embark on that journey.
As the relations between France and Uganda continue to grow, Ambassador Xavier Sticker appeals to Ugandans, especially the youth, to embrace the learning of French language, which could open more opportunities for engagement in business and diplomacy. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC.
Bunyaruguru Savings and Credit Cooperative Society in Urubirizi district has celebrated its silver jubilee that it credits to the vision of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Take a watch.
Sometime in 2018, President Yoweri Museveni donated 100 million shillings to Bunyaruguru Savings and Credit Cooperative Society. That money formed the basis for the SACCO that now celebrates its silver jubilee with a turnover of more than $1 billion shillings.
We are celebrating silver jubilee, 25 years of existence. There are so many achievements that we have registered with this SACCO. It has developed families. Members have been able to get some loans and pay for their children's fees. Some of us, including myself, I was able to get money from it and acquire land for the radio station where it is now, there is FM and so many other things.
Along the way, many local residents have benefited and engaged in enterprises that have boosted household incomes and entered many into the money economy.
All SACCOs we started with collapsed. Ours survived. Why did it do so? When others collapsed, we learned that we should have skilled personnel. We get trained board.
The Silver Jubilee celebrations of Bunyaruguru Savings and Credit Cooperative Society was spiced with reward like cows, goats and motorbikes to members.
yarangirira abantu mazima yayegesa abantu atabacara mwiza gira no makanisa yaburira nambwe nagize nkunege mbaga bona nabatine migabo bona bije barye nembaga y'abantu bona yeri wahura washemererwa ni mutange kusevinga.
The Director of Mobilization at the NRM Secretariat, Rosemary Seninde, has urged youth to appreciate President Museveni for empowering them to become job creators. She was speaking at Mulago Presidential Skilling Center, where students showcased their skills in handmade products.
Mulago Skilling Center is the largest, serving communities in Kalerwe, Katanga, Kamwocha, Bwaise, and Mulago. The center offers 11 different skill programs that include plumbing, tailoring, shoemaking, carpentry, and others. The center held a semi-annual exhibition to display the students' work highlighting the skills they have developed over the past 6 months. The Director of Mobilization at the NRM Secretariat, Rosemary Seninde, at the event emphasized the significant strides made in skilling Ugandans to transform them into job creators.
I think this has been the biggest opportunity that he has given to the young people. So I call upon the young people to appreciate this. By the way, he has not only given them skills, he has gone ahead to come up with programs like Emyooga, like PDM.
The director of the Presidential Initiative for Skilling the Girl and Boy Child, Dr. Faith Katana, highlighted the initiative's role in industrialization.
But honestly, with our cotton, with our leather, we can dress Uganda and we can dress the world. And that one is going to promote also our farming industry.
The assistant RCC in Kampala, Geoffrey Serada, commended the students for utilizing this initiative.
So what we've discovered that they acquired the skills, it's only that the effort we are going to put in is to talk to Minister Microfinance to see that at least we get Emyooga for these people. Benefit, at least they get some small capital.
Rebecca Nantongo, UBC News.
Women in Kajansi factory have appealed for government support as the world gears up to celebrate an International Women's Day due on March 8th. The spotlight is on women who are breaking barriers against all odds to make a living and create opportunities. Nevertheless, many women still face challenges, including lack of access to capital, limited market opportunities, and using outdated technology.
In Kajansi, a town on the outskirts of Kampala city, women are working to make a living in key products manufacturing industry. At the Kajansi Jewelry factory, women are employed in various roles, from molding and firing clay products to managing the factory's operations. The women highlight challenges they face in their daily lives. The factory, which manufactures clay products such as max pans, partition blocks, and ventilators, is struggling to stay afloat due to lack of capital and using outdated machinery.
Anga oyina sente ezizo oba teweegomba bakozesa oba weetaaganga gwe wennyini ne weekozesa naye olw'okuba nti obusobozi waba tewali n'osalawo nti kangukole nange nfune sente nsobole okwekozesa
kyakala oliyeho ofune sente za capital tikikubasika atwantu tusaba obuyambi bwabwo nabamba basa kutuyamba batuyambe.
The chairperson John Sempija wants government to support the factory purchase modern machinery.
Mulimu omuntu omu yakagireeta naye ye yakagigula naye fe abasigadde tugenda gyali ne tumupanga aba gavumenti yennyini etunuulira ejje tulambuleko. Ekyamazima tulina wano awantu wano wafunda nnyo naye tuwaniridde abantu abasoba mu 5.
Besides, many women in Uganda face similar challenges in accessing capital and credit facilities to start or expand their businesses. A resident of Kajansi Town Council, Nantongo Winfred Alice, is a shoemaker who faces similar challenges. She is calling on government to lower the terms of accessibility for funds for women businesses.
I've been running it for 4 years. If I get that money, I'll be able to buy some more machines, buy materials in big quantity so that I can do what I'm supposed to do in time. Because at times we get orders, but they are heavy on us simply because we buy things in little quantity. They grow money for ladies to please trust us and visit the businesses we are running, because we are hardworking, we know what to do, we know where we are failing, we know when we are failing, we know when we are making losses, because at times we make losses or we fail to get big businesses simply because we don't have enough capital. So please, the people who are working on that program, please come and visit us.
So, government can unlock the potential of women entrepreneurs and reduce poverty in communities. Robert Katamba and Kenneth Tanaba for UBC News.
Sports news now, and we begin with golf, where the third edition of the I&M Bank Katogo Golf Series has been launched and promises to be a spectacle with stakes higher. Take a watch.
This year's I&M Bank Katogo Golf Series have been boosted with a 650 million KT, which is an improvement by 160 million shillings.
With the 2025 season upon us, we look forward to seeing the competition grow, bringing new experiences, and I believe the new formats of play in each event will bring out the best in every player.
The series that last time supports school-going caddies and children of the course maintenance staff at the PA 71 Entebbe Club will officially tee off on March 15th, 2025.
Last year we donated 20 million towards the support of school-going caddies and children of the course maintenance at the Entebbe Club. And we're committed to doing so again this year.
After holding the first cross-border event at Rimuru County Club in Kenya last year, there are plans to host an event in Kigali, Rwanda this year.
Last year in November, we went regional with the Magingo skirmishes, which unfortunately we lost. But hope is not lost, because we'll have an opportunity to try for the trophy this year when the Kenya team from Limuru Country Club come to defend their trophy.
Like has been the case since inception, this series will be played on intriguing formats with newly created rejected format for the first quarterly event. Another new format, for better for worse, will debut on the second quarter, while they retain Daytona and in regulation for the final two rounds.
For better or worse is also a team event. A team is of 2 players, and again there are no mixed pairs allowed, so it's either 2 men or 2 ladies. All players play their own balls, and the scoring will be based on Stableford points. So the pair decides one of the sides where you'll take the better score of the pair. That's either front 9 or back 9. And then the other side, you'll take the worst score of the pair.
The series has once again been spiced up with a hole-in-one prize, which is an Outlander sport vehicle, courtesy of Victoria Motors.
To Lira now, where the Lira Corporate Gala has returned for the 4th season with 27 corporate organizations and the local community for a day of sports, health services and networking. Here's our reporter Eddie Olua with a detailed story.
This year's edition introduces new games like netball and Scrabble and updated rules to enhance fairness and participation.
We need a maximum of 650. 650 is our maximum weight.
In the previous years, any team would come and start pulling, but we saw it was unfair. That many people who weigh more than the others. So when they pull each other, we'll just see that there was some injustice. So we have introduced weighing, whereby teams are equal with their cages, they start pulling. And it has been fun. People have embraced it, and we shall continue.
Lira Town College Fielders teams competed in football, volleyball and tug of war, with the weight-based team selection introduced for fair play. Beyond sports, the event provided free health checkups, including TB screening and counseling services.
This is done under public health. Our intention is always to bring closer services to the people, and once such happens, we are always so much interested, because we really need to capture as many people as possible to bring services closer to people.
This will not only sell the companies, but also it will motivate other people that even at that age, 40, 50, 60. You can still play, become fit, and then take good care of your health.
It's all about interacting and getting to know each other, getting to know the business community, and it is all about contributing that is to the economy of the country.
With the stakeholder support, the gala promotes corporate engagement, healthy living, and community development. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Thanks, Ola, for that story. And with that, we've come to the end of this edition. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf and I'm Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
International Women's Day is